Here is the look at Samuel, the new character that just got released. First 7 days, you come by with ice, which I don't have enough, but after 7 days, you can purchase them with I will have enough coins, or whatever their monetary amount is. So let's have a look at him. Difficulties medium, position is lane, his role is mage. I'll allow you to read this. You can see his rogue perk is called Corrupted Genius. After 6 seconds, his next basic attack will fire a bolt of dark power at the target, dealing a crap ton of damage. Oh, then he draws the power back to himself, restoring health and energy. That's pretty good. Here's all his stats. Malice and Verdict. Fires 2 quick shots from his wand to target location and impact the first enemy. And here's going to be the hard way to use them. He can move in between each shot. So he hits somebody, then he can move, and then fire off another shot. Good part about this, if you read it, if he's in Drifting Dark, which is his second power, it empowers him, moves faster, farther, does more damage. And here are all the stats for it. Also, you're going to use him as a crystal hero. Here's his Drifting Dark. It drifts forward, damaging enemies inside of it. If you're inside of it with it, you heal for a small amount. And here are all of the different stats for it. So they're right there, so you can see them all. Small percentage in crystal, but using that with your first ability, with the Malice and Verdict, if you're inside there, you're healing yourself and dealing more damage to them. So that'd be a good combo to use. Get that first, hit him up with that second. Get that one first. I think I would do both of those up, max those both out, because your Oblivion power, your last power, short delay, Samuel summons a phantasm with the target location and puts someone's enemies asleep, which is going to be good, but if you read it, once you deal damage to them, they'll wake up. So if you're just trying to get away from somebody, it's a good thing to use, but just like all the other abilities for everybody, and it takes forever for the cooldown, so I'm saying your best bet is probably use both of those first. Since he deals damage and I haven't used him, I'm willing to bet you would want to go with speed, obviously crystal power, and speed. Since he's a mage and he's shooting off powers, you might want to use the bottom two so you can steal health from, get more power with your hits with your crystal power damage, as opposed to getting a shatter glass. So I don't know, I'm going to have to play with him when he comes out, figure out a good way to use them, the best way I know how, and I'll post some videos about what I think is best, although I'm not a professional player, just trying to get better at it. Let's watch the spotlight.
Hey, this is Cider Helmet. Welcome to the Vainglory Hero Spotlight. Today we're looking at Samuel, a dark mage who destroys everyone that gets in his way. Samuel excels at aggression, slinging powerful spells as he moves to bully his opponents. He performs well in both the lane and the jungle, draining health and restoring energy as he fights to keep ahead of his opponents. Samuel's perk, Corrupted Genius, causes his basic attack to deal bonus crystal damage while restoring health and energy to himself. This can only occur once every few seconds. Of note, Samuel gains far more health and energy when using his Corrupted Genius attack on an enemy hero. Samuel's Malice and Verdict causes him to release 2 quick shots towards a target location, damaging the first enemy in their path. While using this ability, he can move freely. I recommend learning and upgrading this ability first, then taking the overdrive as soon as it's available. When Samuel casts Drifting Dark, he summons a large field that drifts in the target direction, dealing ongoing damage to enemies it passes over. Samuel gains 2 powerful bonuses if he stays within the field as it travels. First, he'll be healed for a small amount for each enemy the field is damaging. Second, his Malice and Verdict shots travel further and deal empowered damage to both the impact target and surrounding enemies. Additionally, Malice and Verdict has a greatly reduced cooldown when cast from within the field. I recommend learning this ability second and leveling it last. Samuel's ultimate, Oblivion, puts enemies to sleep at the target location. While asleep, enemies are unable to move or use abilities until they take direct damage from Samuel or one of his allies. I recommend learning and upgrading Oblivion when it's available, then taking the final rank instead of the Drifting Dark Overdrive. The enemy team is just taking Kestrel out of the lane and is flanking on Samuel and Lyra. Their opponents are low on health, but Samuel doesn't have the energy to easily take them on. This is where the spell attack from his Corrupted Genius comes in. As the projectile bounces back and restores energy, he summons his Drifting Dark, sending it directly through the enemy team. This is an ideal setup for Samuel, with the enemies being tightly grouped together as he lands his empowered Malice and Verdict shots on them. Although he's once again out of energy, he recovers it with another Corrupted Genius attack on the fleeing Sky. With an ace under their belt, Samuel and Lyra move quickly to clear out the enemy jungle, establishing a strong early lead. As the match continues, Samuel continues to push through the enemy jungle, starving his opponents out of their own camps. However, even if he comes out with a kill, this reckless aggression into a 3-man enemy team would normally be punished. Rather than using his Oblivion ultimate to secure the kill on Sky, he instead drops it on the approaching Vox, putting him to sleep. This allows him to finish off Sky and back off before Vox is even able to respond. Using Samuel's ultimate to put another damage dealer to sleep is one of its most effective roles, especially when they're unlikely to be broken out quickly by him or his teammates. In another match, Samuel is in the enemy jungle as Blackfeather moves in to attack. The moment he dashes forward, Samuel drops his Oblivion directly at his feet, putting Blackfeather to sleep and buying a moment to back off and cast Drifting Dark. Take note of the direction his Drifting Dark is traveling. Although this does harm enemies it passes over, the zone is primarily useful for the benefits Samuel gains when he is standing inside of it. By casting it backwards, he can continue to land empowered shots on Blackfeather as he moves back towards safety. Thanks for watching the Samuel Hero Spotlight. Download Vainglory free on...
Well, that's interesting. Well, according to what we learned there, it's kind of different than I thought. So they want you to use your final ability, Oblivion, over powering up Drifting Darkness or Malice and Verdict. And depending on which direction you're moving, which way you throw it at, your Drifting Darkness will go whichever direction you're throwing it at. So if you throw it in front of you, go forward, behind you, so on and so forth. Above you, behind you, it'll go in those directions. So that's, can't wait to use him. I think he's going to be a really good player to use. Well, if we get to use him soon, we'll wait 7 days. This could be awesome. Later.